I am the real Dave. Common Grievances by David. Me!
Alright. That's the end of the sexy music. It's time for the bad times. This is from Dave's book called Common Grievances. We don't live in a democracy. This is something that totally chaps my ass when I hear people refer to the USA as a democracy. Let me put this as plain as I can. The USA was never a democracy. We are a constitutional republic, always have been. We do have elements of democracy in this system, but it's not a democracy, and that's a good thing. First, with a democracy, you get the tyranny of the majority. Take gay marriage, for example. Even today, if I were to put it to a straight vote, it would most likely be outlawed in short order. Thankfully, we live in a constitutional republic, so you can't grant rights to one couple and not just the other because of the gender of participants. But it wouldn't... that was what was happening. That's not how gay marriage works. Here's another one. Prayer and... He needs commas. Here's another one. Prayer in school. Constitution says at least mandated prayer is a no-go. Teacher-led prayer as well. That is in large part because of the Constitution. If it were decided by a straight vote, even at the state level, it would probably be the norm. Further, our government, while elected by democratic means, is in no way a democracy. The closest you get is the U.S. House, where the number of representatives are proportional to the population of the state. This is why Wyoming only gets one and California gets over 50. The Senate, however, is totally different, with everyone only getting 2, something that forever sticks in Bill Maher's craw. Now, why is it this way? It goes back to the beginning when the bulk of the population lived in Virginia and Pennsylvania. Those states were argued that they should have the most representation because they were the largest. However, states like Rhode Island said they would like a seat at the table as well. So it was decided that the House would be made up of members proportional to the particular states. Who cares? The reason we have these systems is that the right of the minority must be protected. The minority population was actually enslaved. The book that offends most of the population can't be censored because it lost a popularity contest. Finale. Considering that most of the time people are idiots, why would you want the majority of morons to decide what laws we live our life under? That's already... If the Civil War was just about slavery, this is a common lie that really needs to go. The Civil War was about slavery and nothing else. Like, the whole reason the bloodiest war ever fought on American soil was solely fought for an institution that had less than 20 years left. He's like, it would have just naturally run its course. While yes, I guess slavery was an aspect of the Civil War, I guess. I'll go so far to say a large aspect. It was by no means the only one. If it was the case that the Civil War was only about slavery, then why did the Union have 5 slave states? Delaware, Kentucky, Maryland, Missouri, and the new state formed in 1863, West Virginia, all fought for the Union. All were slave states. They also still had legal slavery even after Juneteenth, another lie that won't die. The genesis of the conflict was states' rights versus the federal government. The states' rights to have slaves. We have to look up like fucking Georgia or Mississippi's secession and read the whole thing. Hey, yeah, slavery. We should be able to have slaves. Just go read it. Yes, Lincoln didn't like slavery, but he wasn't the first president to hate it. The slavery controversy had been growing for a while and really sped up by Franklin Pierce. Side note, no president will be as bad as Mr. Pierce. However, Lincoln had said several times that if he could keep the Union together without freeing slaves, he would do so. He also was against the idea of interracial marriage, and he also was totally opposed for giving the right to vote to black people. This is really stupid. Economic policies, values, the reach of the federal government I mentioned, but the big one was culture. Remember, in the 19th century, the country was a whole lot bigger than it is today. Today, if you wanted to go from Minneapolis to Atlanta, you could do this in about 3 to 4 hours with all the airport bullshit thrown in. The airport bullshit? Back then, the fastest way to get around was a horse, so that's what, 30 to 40 miles a day? So now the journey is 28 days one way. States had almost unique cultures all to themselves. As a consequence, people were way more loyal to their states than the country as a whole. Like it or not, the Civil War was about a lot more than just slavery. Not saying it didn't have any part to play in it, it just wasn't the only part. Women's self-defense courses are a dangerous idea. Dave does not want to get beat up by a girl at all. This is one of the worst ideas in a long, sad history of bad ideas. This thought will do nothing but give women false sense of security, which will often lead to them into more dangerous situations. Think about it logically. Think about it logically for 3 seconds. Does anyone think that a 5'3", 125-pound woman would have a snowball's chance in hell of being able to take down a 6 foot, 225-pound male? What about a 5'4", 325-pound? The answer is in no realm of reality is that possible. I big disagree. Isn't Dave 5'3"? He's 5'4". I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what martial art the woman has trained in. I don't care if she's a tippy top black belt in whatever. I don't care what women's defense course she wasted her money on. If God forbid she's attacked in the street by a man twice her size, she's fucked. The man has too much power and raw strength for her to overcome. The only place where a woman can beat the shit out of a dude that's twice her size is on the silver screen, and even that's annoying. He hates when women beat up guys. Truth is, all these classes do is give women false sense of security they really shouldn't have and take their money. Now, don't get me wrong. If a lady wants to take these classes because she wants to stay in shape, that's fine. If she wants to pursue a fighting career, great as well. That said, there is no sanctioning body on the planet that would allow a woman to fight a man because again, she'd have no chance in a fight. 99.99995% of women would not have a chance in hell against 99.9999999% of men. And those are numbers, so those are real. Even if there is a great age gap, we've seen a 14-year-old male soccer team beat the hell out of the women's USA team. The best female soccer players in the country didn't stand a chance against a team of boys, all of which had to be driven there by their mommies. High school boys easily outlift female Olympic powerlifters. Actually, a female powerlifter challenged men to arm wrestling. Now, she did beat an old guy and struggled against a fat guy, but then a guy that was in shape stepped up. He wasn't a jacked dude, just a dude that looked like he went to the gym a few times a week. She couldn't even move his arm. Wow. Ladies, if you want protection, and I don't blame you for wanting it, the world, while mostly safe, does still have bad people in it. They're pretty rare, but you should be aware of them. Lucky for you, they mostly attack other men. Don't waste your money on hand-to-hand combat classes. Spend it instead on a concealed carry course and get yourself a gun. I don't care how big and strong a dude is, a gun is the great equalizer. Don't even bother with pepper spray or a stun gun. Get the real motherfucker that fires bullets, because then you will really have security. Time to sign up for the draft, ladies. So sassy. Okay, this goes without saying, but I think it's high time that the women of this country get the same responsibility of the men. Time to fill out the draft card when it comes in the mail. Of course, you could always, give up the right to vote. Come on, feminists. I thought you wanted equality. Well, here it is. Sign that little draft card and join the men you claim you want equality with. The draft. The one Dave has signed up for and went to war in. The sad fact of the matter, this just proves that women are the privileged ones in society. I've often asked the question to women to name me one right of privilege under the law that I enjoy as a man that they don't also enjoy as a woman. This is where they usually go silent or try to dodge the question. In fact, I'll give you an area where they do have rights and I have none. That's reproductive rights. Pretends to fuck. Women have 100% control on if they have a baby or not. They also have almost 100% control on whether the baby is adopted out or not. Remember, the woman doesn't have to tell the man that she's pregnant. I, as a man, have 0 rights. 0! I can't force her to give birth, nor can I force her to get an abortion. How is that? Wait, listen to yourself. I have 0 rights. I can't force her to give birth, nor can I force her to get an abortion. That's correct. Not being able to force somebody doesn't mean that you don't have rights. I can't obtain a financial abortion either. You have to obtain fucking pussy before you can obtain a financial abortion. David, you have to be fucking first. You have to be, I'm just expected to shut up and pay large sums of money in child support. Hell, look at all the women that threw a hissy fit when some states started to make paternity tests mandatory before the birth certificates are signed. That said, even if it's proven the guy isn't the dad, the court... Dude, we need commas. Even if it's proven the guy isn't the dad, comma, the courts more often than not still force him to pay child support. Explain to me again how women are the oppressed group in this country. Explain. How are they oppressed? I can't force them to do stuff. How is that oppression? The truth is, I don't want true equality because they know they can't... Oh, wait. The truth is, you don't want true equality because they know they can't cut it. They'd rather bitch about made-up oppression. You lady... He wrote this book, but you guys are the ones bitching. They'd rather bitch about made-up oppression. You ladies want equal rights, but you're terrified of equal responsibilities. You don't want to work the same hours as a man. You don't want to work the hard, dangerous jobs that are dominated by men. I would love to see Dave do a dangerous job. I fear he would fall in the vat or perish at sea. You want the cushy office job that has AC. By the way, most of those jobs are useless and the first ones to be cut when the company starts to lose money. Not Dave's job. You need people to deliver chip. You do. You still don't want to be equals when it comes to courtship. Courtship? Dave, you still don't want to be equals when it comes to courtship. You want men to build, maintain, and improve the world that you inhabit. You don't want to lift a finger to help us in this. Help us? Then you shriek if you have to do something as symbolic as sign up for the draft. Oh, this was about the draft. Ladies, it's time to sign up for the draft right along with the guys, or it's time that you help me in repealing the 19th. Women shouldn't be elected to office. Well, I just got every hairy feminist pissed off with that title, but it's true. Only the hairy feminists, no normal women. Every normal woman is like, yeah, I should not be elected to office. Women should not be elected to public office. Thankfully, most ladies don't want to run for public office because it would take up too much time that would otherwise be used to watching The Voice. But not capital. I'm assuming he means the television The Voice, but he didn't capitalize it. He's lucky I know some pop culture. The fact that some do shouldn't be there. Let's look at why. First, women are ruled by their emotions way more than men are on average. Dave, not ruled by his emotions. He's fine, okay? He is fine. He's doing fine. Don't ask him how he's doing because it's fine. Are there men that are ruled by their emotions? Yes. Are there men that are ruled by their emotions? Yes. He needs punctuation. That said, most of the time, these dudes get mocked relentlessly, so they quickly correct that error. Men, on the other hand, are usually ruled by logic. Are there women that are ruled by logic? Yes, however, they're pretty rare and usually act like a man. Second, women care far more about stupid shit than men. One of the funniest things when talking about the wage gap is there are more women in college than men. Then why aren't women out earning men? Because most of the ladies got a major in something dumb. How in the fuck are you going to make a nickel with a degree in 18th century French art? The answer is you're not. Men are the ones that get a degree that makes them money. Oh, paintings of baguettes du fromage. Third, no one, not even other women, trust a woman to lead. Being a leader means being decisive, which Dave is so good at. Women don't usually do that. Most of the time, women prefer to rule collectively and not in a hierarchy. Damn, sounds base. The problem is that collectives take way too long to make a decision, especially when it needs to be made with some haste. In a hierarchy, that speed can be achieved. Fourth, women, for the most part, don't want the problems that come with leadership, the headaches and heartbreaks, living with the fact that you can't make everyone happy. They seem too allergic to the hours that it requires as well. The hours of leadership? Well, obviously Dave is as well. He's not in a leadership position. Fifth, most of the ones that are elected don't understand how anything works. You constantly have bean-headed leftist ladies not understanding what gross profit and net profit are, when a simple online business course would help them. To be fair, You have airheads on the right that think that God will solve all their problems. Both sides think their conspiracies around what? Around every corner. I get the gist, I guess. This isn't a sentence. So can we as a society come together and stop electing ladies into leadership roles? It's not a question mark. They can't cut it. Thankfully, most of them don't want it. Can we just stop? The reason most CEOs are men. Well, this is part of where I haven't pissed off feminists enough. This should get them over the edge. What a badass dude. He basically just cocked a gun here. That's how badass that was. They constantly whine that there are not enough women in the CEO seat. Of course, they roll out the usual suspects. Sexism and patriarchy being chief among them. The lie that exists because of pretty privilege. Pretty privilege. Your average woman goes through a good chunk of her life before being told no! Exclamation point, period. That's beautiful. They can be in their 30s and never have once heard someone, let alone a male, tell them that's a really fucking stupid. That's a really fucking stupid. That's a really fucking stupid. The reason that most CEOs are men is women really don't want to work that hard. I thought it was because they haven't been told no. Okay. Unlike what that piece of shit Bernie Sanders thinks, your average high-level executive of a major company is on the clock probably close to 80 hours a week. Listen to the kids of these executives. Most of them don't even know dad's name. That sounds great. Women, for the most part, also don't want to be that ruthless most of the time to get to that level, admitting that it takes lack of ethics to be in capitalism. Women also usually just get outworked by their male counterparts. It's true, even when they start their own businesses. Let's take real estate, for example. A woman typically will start the firm with the idea of working when she wants to work and being able to have lunch with her girlfriends. She values not having to deal with the pressure of a boss. Real estate people have bosses. Let's face it, women do terribly under pressure. Dave, you should be forced to deliver a child into this world through your dick. She can have a nice, relaxing work-life balance with the balance in favor of life and leisure. I agree that life and leisure should be the majority of what we do. We should toil as little as possible, for sure. Now, let's take a man in the same business. He will work 18 hours a day because he sees the wasted time as wasted money. He'll work under pressure and doesn't even need that boss to give it to him. In the man's mind, he won't be happy until he's turned it from a little one-person firm to a real estate empire. His work-life balance will be way tilted in the work part of it. That's bad. That doesn't sound happy at all. You don't even have a wife. How are you saying that this is a good thing? They're like, they don't even know dad's name. Most likely, without a boss to tell him to take a vacation, he'll take less of them. This isn't a positive quality. Now, to be fair, this is not all women and all men. There are some lazy ass dudes and some ladies that outwork even me. Even Dave. Those ladies, by the way, are the ones in the CEO chair. Dave is a little more effort away from being in the CEO chair. He is a temporarily embarrassed millionaire for sure. That's really what it comes down to. Ladies, you're not getting the jobs because we live in a patriarchy that just wants to oppress the shit out of you. Ladies, you're not getting the jobs because we live in a patriarchy that just wants to oppress the shit out of you. Yeah, he's right. Ladies, you're not getting the job because we live in a patriarchy that just wants to oppress the shit out of you. Yeah. Men just outwork you, and you seem to like that. Most ladies would rather take off early to take a walk in the park than do some extra work in the office. Men, on the other hand, make a different choice. That's why skirts aren't in the boardroom. Skirts. Man, get off the couch and get to work. Okay, this one is aimed at the boys. If you are a man and you happen to be over the age of 16, there is no reason you shouldn't be working. Fine, you're a student, I get it. You still can work a part-time gig, can't you? If you aren't working, what in the fuck is wrong with you? Get up off your couch and get your worthless ass to work. There is nothing more pathetic than a man that doesn't have a job. Oh, and before you say it, no! Stay-at-home dads should not exist? What? Okay. That's stupid as fuck. You could be a stay-at-home dad for sure. One function is to get probably your one function is to get skills and then bring those skills into the real world and get money. That's your one function in life? No wonder you're so fucking, you drink yourself to sleep every day. Women can be lazy to a certain degree, but not you. You're a man. Dave is lazy to many degrees though. He's obviously lazy. You can't be a schlub and not be lazy. You're a man. There's a reason why your gender makes sure the world keeps spinning. The other reason is women and children will have people that come to save them. Save them from who, Dave? Men? If you are a man, no one is coming to save you because the world doesn't give a shit about you. Aw, Dave, you're depressed? What a depressed guy. Just go a bit further. Doesn't every man have to the drive to go out and create something? Work for something? I mean, Dave doesn't do either of those things. What are you doing with your time if you're not working? Hell, for me, I try to turn my hobbies into jobs or at least a trickle of cash. How in the hell does your brain let you just sit there and play video games all day? Don't you feel like a leech? Here you are, a full-grown man, and you're still living off of mommy's dime. It must suck, Dave. Doesn't that fill you with shame? If it doesn't, it should. So to sum up, if you are a man, get a job, get to work, earn your money, and set yourself up for life. Guess what? As a man, no one is coming to save you. No one's gonna bail you out. You will deal with life without the net that women enjoy. What net do women enjoy? The world doesn't care about you, so get up and beat the shit out of life for every penny you can get. Believe women. No. This is something that is dying. Thanks in large part because the Me Too movement took it way too far. This isn't enough O's. The idea that if a woman he's been saying the same things. He is just writing. It's just a script. He's an NPC. This is a dialogue tree. The idea that if a woman says a man did something to her, we must automatically believe her. Trust and verify, bro. My response to that nonsense is hell no. Last time I checked, women are adult humans and can lie, and women seem to lie about a lot. Oh, really? Like what? If a woman wants me to believe the claim, they need to provide evidence of said claim. He hates evidence. You're a liar, dude. You're a Weasley little liar, dude. This notion that we should just blanketly believe a woman when she says that a guy, let's say, beat her up is laughable. Now let's say when she says it's her face resembles burnt meatloaf, then okay, I'll take their word for it. Implements. That said, if her mascara isn't even smudged, sorry, calling bullshit on your good word alone. This is also the mild version of this scenario. The mild version? Is he like not writing like his rape fantasies in the book or something? The problem is this believe women bullshit has real world consequences. Like men having their careers ruined because some dumb bitch made false allegations. It's also just not the professional lives. How many men have been destroyed in family court just because some cunt said he did something? No proof, just her good word against his. Hell, this doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Men have gone to prison, and the only real evidence against him is the woman said he raped her. Again, feminists, how are you okay with this? You constantly say that women are just as capable as men, that men and women are equal and the same, then why in the fuck do you think that it's not possible that some women lie? Dude, his book sucks. They may even lie about being raped. Why are you not screaming for them to provide proof of their accusations? I agree that false accusations hurt real victims, but the problem is you've created a system that lets women abuse it. There's no evidence of this happening whatsoever. Combine that with the fact that for the longest time, women, for whatever reason, were given the benefit of the doubt when they made an accusation. This is untrue. You had the perfect storm that lasted until its peak with the Me Too crap. Then what happened more and more, women made more and more paper-thin claims. It led men to start ignoring you. It led to lost mentorship opportunities. It led to women not being hired in the first place. And if they aren't, they're totally isolated in the work environment. What women are isolated in the work environment? Wait, so men are not approaching their female coworkers in the work environment because they're worried they're going to get Me Too'd. I would simply not interact with women in a way that would get Me Too'd. Like, what? What are you saying to your coworkers, man? This has also had the effects of women hating work because women generally terrible with isolation. It's just sorry, ladies, men. It's just sorry, ladies, men. Don't, what? It's just sorry, lady. It's just sorry, maybe it's just sorry, ladies. Men don't want to risk their whole careers over a bad lunch. Like it or not, if a woman is raped, then she needs to make the first stop to the hospital. We Jesus Christ. We need to gather evidence that is probably still inside you. Bro needs an editor. Bro needs a lobotomy. Don't take a shower. Just go to the hospital. You can have the cops meet you there. Yes, I know it might be the last thing you want to do, and it may be humiliating, but you have to tell the cops everything. Then law enforcement can get to work gathering evidence. Then at trial, someone like me will be more likely to give a verdict in your favor. You're not a judge. What the fuck? Someone like you. If on the other hand, all I have to go on is your good word, sorry, not sorry. There are way too many times, especially in school grounds. Women on school grounds? Women aren't on school grounds. That's kids. That's kids. You want me to condemn a man for something, you're going to have to provide proof, not just words. Sorry, I don't believe women. Make your coffee at home and, well... Well, I already talked about this a bit earlier in the book, so this will be brief. Make your coffee yourself at home. Stop spending $30 a day to have it made by Starbucks. Stop being lazy, and then maybe you won't be a broke loser. Can we stop panicking every time the media says to? If the COVID bullshit taught us anything, it should have taught us not to panic every single time the media says the sky is falling. The media at the start had everyone glued for the doomsday bug. You remember round-the-clock coverage of this bullshit? Then what happened? A whole lot of fucking nothing! There was like millions of dead people. COVID at the end of the day was no worse or lethal than the goddamn seasonal flu. Yes, people died. People also die whenever the flu shows up. Do we panic every year at the same time? The fact of the matter is, to keep ratings up, the media, well... made shit up. The media, well, probably the media, comma, well. Most of the people that died as a direct result of COVID were people that were 10 minutes from death anyway. 10 minutes? It's very sad that COVID killed grandma, but she was 91. They so inflated the numbers that when someone came in with a gunshot and also happened to have COVID, if they died, the death was counted as a COVID one. These are all myths. This is just making it up. Now, which killed him, the virus or the bullet in his stomach? COVID was never that big of a deal. It was never that big of a threat. The media just wanted another gasp of relevancy. The media wanted relevancy. Look at how they report MAGA. They think that Trump will try to be a dictator. Really, he left the first time. I think he'll leave the second. Look at how they downplay the rampant crime that's all over the country. That's what the media does. They sensationalize. They. He said it day one. Personally, I view the media, even local news, like I view the tabloid publications that are available at your local grocery stores. If you trust everything they say with no skepticism, then you are an idiot. He listens to Fox News and nothing else. He listens to Fox News with his mom. They need to get ratings just like any sitcom or drama. Let's face it, just reporting straight news is boring. That's saying nothing of the personal bias that's killing the news business. I don't know when it happened, but this is a long-running problem, probably the worst. So this is capitalism intersecting with news, Dave. Reporters just can't stop placing their own political biases in the reporting. The problem is now it has gotten to the point of omitting facts. Not to mention the crusade against independent journalists. Everyone at the mainstream media would love it if YouTube shut down tomorrow. Our voices can't be controlled and told. If we have a narrative, it's one of our own. Most of us don't have a narrative. We just want to get to the bottom of whatever we're reporting on. We are reporting on. That said, bias affects us as well. Does he think he's an investigative reporter? Is that what he thinks? Here's a solution, and everyone should adopt it. Don't believe something just because a talking head told you to. Do your own research, which today is easier than ever before, which he's never done. Come to your own conclusions. Become what they hate the most, a person with their own independent mind. He's never done this. He doesn't have an independent mind.